The Chicago veteran speaks out tonight about these graphic pictures from the Abu Ghraib prison. He worked there as an interrogator. He even used dogs to intimidate detainees, but not like this. Tony Lagaranis never saw nudity or sexual horseplay, but believes what he did see and what he did was worse because he was following orders. He says everywhere he went, American soldiers tortured detainees. And if the Iraqis were truly enemy prisoners of war, he says American soldiers violated the Geneva Convention every day. And in his eyes, it accomplished very little, as you'll hear in my closer look.
I used dogs maybe 3-4 times in Iraq during interrogations to intimidate the prisoners. The dogs were always muzzled. They were always on a leash and being controlled by a professional dog handler. But the prisoner was blindfolded. He had a hood, and he was handcuffed. So he didn't know that the dog was controlled. So when the dog would bark and lunge at the prisoner obviously was terrified.
Tony Lagaranis says Army brass not only supported, but encouraged harsh treatment of Iraqi prisoners.
And I saw it almost everywhere I went, every detention facility. It was cold in Iraq, and so we would just leave them exposed to the elements with insufficient clothing and blankets for long periods of time, and they might be in a stress position, you know, all night long on their knees. We don't allow them to sleep, and we keep them very cold.
Is that torture?
Sure. Depends on your definition of torture. I think the administration would say no.
It was kind of Animal House on the night shift.
It's obviously not bad apples. I mean, it's clear. You know, it's documented. What the Pentagon was telling us we couldn't do, and those harsh tactics were part of it.
Do you think you should be tried for war crimes?
Well, certainly I don't. That's not what I want. No, I don't know. And I don't know if I broke the law or not. I'm not a lawyer.
Are you afraid that you did?
Sure, yeah.
Did any of this stuff get real, good intelligence?
They didn't give up any information at all, lies or truth. All I was getting was, I don't know, in answer to my questions. If you're just going for intelligence, you don't have to threaten the prisoner and make him confess to what he did. You just want him to feel like if he gives you information about things that he knows about that don't necessarily incriminate himself, then he's going to help himself. And that's easy to do if you get the detainee to trust you. You don't do that through humiliating them or torturing them.
Lagaranis says his prisoners didn't even have information to give. He saw men locked up for simply having too much cash or having a cell phone and shovel in their car, potential tools for a roadside bomb.
We can't get the insurgents, so we'll just take whoever we can get on the slightest suspicion and then, you know, ask them, you know, where's Izzat Ibrahim al-Duri, where's WMD? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's a waste of time.
What compelled you to speak? What compelled you to tell what you did there and explain how you felt about it?
Well, I was angry. I was angry at the Army for putting me in that position. I was angry at Donald Rumsfeld during the congressional hearings when he was saying that Geneva Conventions applied to all the prisoners in Iraq when we were told differently and we were certainly behaving differently.
To the guy that's backing the president and everything he's trying to get done, can they look at you as an Iraqi sympathizer?
Well, I want to get the job done in Iraq. I want to shut down the insurgency, and that's why I'm here talking to you, is because I want people to know that we're not doing a good job. And the behavior that we're engaging in over there is fueling the insurgency. It's not helping us at all.
The Army says it never instructed soldiers to abuse or torture detainees. A spokesman told us, even looking the other way would be against Army values. But records obtained by major newspapers confirm interrogators were told to use military dogs to provoke fear. And Lagaranis tells us everything he did was approved by his superiors in writing.